My hair is as tall as the frame. My hair, look at
And we have succeeded. We have succeeded as a show. It is just, it's really tremendous. It's like you have 5 Ursulas wrestling each other on top of your head.
I liken it to like a killed thing. Like something has been killed and I affixed it to my head.
Yeah.
I think is what we're going for today.
Yeah, absolutely. We had found in our previous episode Pim and Dirk reeling from their contest with an iron-racked beast that they successfully vanquished and brought home, rescuing a little young one.
Little Benji.
In the settlement of Boarwood. They returned home to then immediately help Dirk because he was in rough shape.
Yes, he was in rough shape. We took him to the infirmary, I guess, where the healers do all of their work.
Oh, yeah.
Tava made quick work of him, putting him to sleep with some aromatic spices. He was out cold.
Yeah.
And used a lot of salves and bandages to patch him up. She also sutured up Tessa's wound.
Yes.
And then Pim... realizing that there were a little too many cooks in the kitchen, she decided to, you rolled a strong hit on Sojourn.
Sure did.
You recovered your health, which is incredible. You're at +3 health now?
3 of 5. So, like,
Great.
you know, still could use a little bit more, but doing okay.
Doing okay. No longer dire and no longer critical. Because you scored a strong hit, Pim also reaped the benefits of that sojourn, so she decided to take herself on a little date through Boarwood. And she went to market. She checked out what the Fletcher had in store, and he had some elvish arrows. Oh, yeah. Which she bartered with for dynamite. Sorry. She bartered for them with dynamite.
Because, like, when are you going to get the opportunity to get your paws on some elven maid?
Yeah.
Woo, these
she
things were
was very
pretty.
excited. Yeah. She now has a full quiver. She took herself to a tea house, where she could reflect on the fact that there was an iron-racked elder boar, really not okay, and the fact that she almost lost her friend that day. She took out a map. She started to do some plotting, so I took +2 momentum for that, and then she took herself down toward the city gates.
Ooh, second location for your own personal date? You must really like yourself.
She does. Yeah. But really, it was more to sort of snoop out just how close in proximity this Iron Blight was coming to Boarwood. The council was meeting that night in only a couple hours' time. Yep. And I don't know, she just, for her own devices, because that iron-racked beast was so close, she wanted to see whether that was an anomaly, whether that boar just simply wandered close to town, to the town walls, or the settlement, or whether in fact this blight is encroaching faster and closer.
On this walk, I believe a voice pops into Pim's head or mind. Was it internal? Was it
unclear?
Auditory? Unclear.
It's actually unclear. But anyway, a voice was heard by Pim. She was far enough away from the town so that no one would hear her, and she found herself very much alone at the floor of the forest. But nonetheless, the voice warned her that they are watching her. Or they're looking. I'm sorry. Let me say this again.
Either way.
They are looking for her. That is what the voice said.
Okay.
She tried to identify the voice. She tried to then say, come out, and to no avail. However, she upgraded one of her assets.
Yeah.
In the process, which was really cool. It's her trickster path.
Nice.
And she filled out the second dot of that. I guess I did. It's kind of like an OOC thing to do, but I upgraded my asset.
Returning back to the settlement of Boarwood, feeling like it's time. She checks in on Tessa a little bit.
That happened before.
Oh, okay, cool.
That happened before this. I just skipped over that part. She checks in on Tessa. Tessa was just a bitch to her. When Pym was feeling like a bloom of a crush before, she's like, okay, screw you, and then went and heard the voice.
Does she check on Dirk or drops Eves on the council meeting?
She drops Eves on the council meeting first. She stands outside the door and she hears muffled voices. Basically, she hears Morter relaying to the council that it could be that this is man-made, that this problem is due to the meddling of Ironlanders and not the curse of the Divines.
But Pym is happy to also realize she wasn't kind of outed as the individual who gave them that information, and
Correct.
they didn't give any more detail than she had asked Dirk's family, the Overbachers, to give up, so she was happy to see that.
Correct. She makes her way back to the infirmary, checks on Dirk, who is fully in a coma, drooling and dreaming of nicer things.
Dreaming of glory.
Dreaming of glory.
Sports field glory.
And that is where we left off.
All right. We rejoin Pym. I want to say a couple days have gone by.
Sure.
And we now have an awake
Yes.
Dirk.
Fully awake now. Thank goodness.
And Pym checks in on Dirk, who's back in the infirmary. This time sat down with Tava, checking in on how his wounds are progressing and closing. But Dirk is kind of... this time you see Dirk with a little writing implement and some stuff to like scribble on.
Oh.
And you hear Tava say, and we've got to realize that we need to prevent infection from spreading. When you have a wound like this that's very deep and takes time to heal, Dirk, are you paying attention? Dirk, you listening to me? He's like, yeah, it takes time to... What's up? And she goes over the intricacies of how to properly, using a mixture of herbal remedy and just clean medicinal practice, how to go through the processes. And Dirk's been learning over the past couple days of how to treat his own wound, but also in the future, treat the wounds of others. So Dirk is going to take the herbalist path as an asset. I got 3 XP after rescuing the little man. So I want to spend it on, he's going to learn from his mom how to better heal himself and heal his buddies. So he's going to take, if you wouldn't mind reaching that for me. Yeah, so this is going to be sweet. When you attempt to heal using herbal remedies and you have at least +1 supply, I can either add +2 to that heal roll, or if I hit, take an additional health on that heal roll.
Cool.
On top of that. That's going to be helpful.
That's very helpful for us.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
And Dirk's just kind of checking out his bandages, but they appear to be progressing pretty well. And
now, honey, you have to remember that the sap of the maple tree is for when the wound has scabbed over. It is meant to be a moisturizing balm so that the scab doesn't crack and fall off prematurely. Are you listening?
Yeah, you stab a maple tree.
No. You collect sap. You tap the maple tree and you collect it in the spring.
Yeah.
Are you listening? Are you paying attention?
Yeah. Thanks,
And
Mom.
she's like, sweetie. And she gives him a kiss on his forehead and goes to talk to more of her assistants because there are a couple more ailing people in the infirmary she needs to tend to.
And a lot of her physician's assistants have been spending too much time in the camaraderie areas of the infirmary.
Fantasy PA.
She's got to deal with the interpersonal relationships that her residents have been having.
Third shift is like really tough. I mean, they're overworked. There's only so much elderberry tea that you can drink.
They're
to really
overworked
keep you awake.
and they're horny. They're so horny.
Those PAs.
These PAs.
Really?
They can't keep their hands off each other. And Tava's like, can you guys attend to a patient without having drama? Because
lots of Grey's Anatomy vibes.
it's just Boarwood Grey's Anatomy happening in there.
It's Boarwood Grey's Anatomy.
Dr. Tava, I don't want to work with him anymore. because
Her name is Meredith.
Yeah. All of that.
There is a swoosh of the cloth door, and Pym enters, and she says, "How are we doing? Oh, you're awake.
I feel spry. I feel good as new.
Oh, please be careful."
It almost tore it back open.
What?
I feel good, though. I feel good. The sickness is gone. No infection. Wounds are healing up real nice.
Well, how many days left do you think you have before you can get back on your feet?
Honestly, according to Mom, I can, like, walk around, light activity, no combat. Unfortunate.
And Pym just kind of lets out a sigh, and her
But
expression
I'll be back. I'll be
her.
back up and rolling in no time. He gives like a friendly, like dead arm punch, and it clinks off of her like iron, like kind of pauldron armor. He's like, so yeah. Whenever you want to like get rolling, and I'm wondering, should I have Dirk try to practice his own? Nah, he just got himself resutured up. We could sojourn again in Boarwood after we've just did that. It's probably not. I'll let you go.
Pym again, her impatience, she kind of let her face betray her impatience, and she says, "Well, unfortunately, I would like to get going and rather figure out where we go next.
Sure.
When you're able." She doesn't want to really show her impatience, but she's concerned about this voice that she heard a couple days ago.
Yeah.
She hasn't told Dirk about it yet, though.
The thing, I've been so distracted with things around Boarwood. Like, is Deep Think okay?
Who?
Jor, Okoth.
Oh,
the band.
God. And she smacks her forehead like that. That seems like ages ago. Ages ago. But she says, well, they were making their way for the Haven, so if we find our way there, maybe we'll see them again. But
sure,
I hope that they made it out okay.
Can we check in with my parents real quick before? Do you kind of want to beat it today?
No, let's give it another day.
Okay. Heading back to the Overvacher family hollowed out stump home. I'd love to roll on action and theme to see what the council discussed as like just some flavor as to what their course of action wants to be. Now that they know that it's not anything and everything causing the Iron Blight that's messing with Boarwood, if they have some sort of plan of action that they'd like to.
Yeah, I've got it open if you want to make that roll.
Let's do it. 34.
Read that.
Want me to read it out loud?
No, read it to yourself.
Okay.
If that's helpful to you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so juicy. That's so juicy.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
They make their way back to, like you said, the hollowed tree trunk that is the Overvacher's home. Tessa is making a mean elk stew. It smells incredible. She's currently cooking over the fire. Her hand is in a sling, so she really only has the use of one hand.
Sure. Dirk's like leaning over, like trying to like get like, can I just a taste? I just like a little sip. I know it's not
and
ready
she
yet.
elbows him. She's like, no, trying before I serve it.
She gets
it's
him
not
like
done yet.
Right. She knows exactly where his like wound is. Okay. Sorry, it was done.
But like, hand me the salt if you don't mind.
Okay.
And there's just it's a very cozy vibe. There's some candles lit. It is lovely. It's a lovely vibe inside. They are almost ready to sit down and eat dinner. So entering into the kitchen is Tava and Morter. And they sit down, and Tava goes, "Sweetie, do you need any help with that at all?" No.
Nope. With what?
She was asking Tessa if she needs any help.
I have it. Thank you. Perfectly fine. Got it. It's almost ready. If you guys would just take a chill pill and sit down. But if you wanted, I guess, if you could just reach the cinnamon spice above the. If you could get that for me, can you get it down for me? I need your help.
And she does. It's so difficult for Tessa to ask for help. And they all sit down.
Yeah.
And Morter is upset. Morter is visibly upset. There's something really troubling him because he otherwise is a very merry guy, very jolly gentleman. And Dirk, or rather Pim, asks, "Is there something on your mind, sir?" And he says,
"What's going on, Dad?"
"The council. I don't agree with what they decided.
What's their...
Something doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up." And he slams down, and the bowls jostle, and the spoons jostle in the bowls, and a little bit of stew overflows and falls onto the table.
Okay, if we could keep... I know we're all a bit testy, but...
Take a chill pill, Dad. What the heck? And Tessa's like mopping
I worked hard
up
on that.
mopping up some of the mess. And
What'd they say?
It's all wrong. It's all wrong what they decided. I just can't believe it.
Well, it's typically they go back and forth. There's no one right answer. That's kind of the way of things. It's an open discussion. Did they not take heed to like what you've been describing in vision and
listen? I said
ritual?
my piece, and he looks to Pim and he says, "I only disclosed what you told me to disclose. I said that it's man caused and that some Ironlanders are behind this. But the mystics, they gathered and they overruled me. They said..."
It's so annoying.
"That they communed with the divines and that they all, besides me, received a vision."
Oh, how convenient. It's been like a day.
"That it is indeed that the divines are upset. And what's going to make the divines happy? More offerings."
And Tava's standing in the kitchen with her arms crossed, just sort of leaning, looking down, shaking her head, and just going like... And Dirk looks and he's like, "It takes... Okay, no offense. It takes you guys, what, weeks, sometimes months? For even... You do ritual after ritual. Sometimes you hear nothing. Sometimes the other... mystics says it takes them half a year almost to hear anything back, and now all of a sudden, poof, into their brain, they've got to talk about the divines are upset all of a sudden.
And also more offerings. We give them enough. Honestly, we give them like 10% of the stuff that we hunt. Like, we give enough offerings. I don't understand. That doesn't add up at all.
Quiet. I know. And he just sort of like a silence falls over as everybody kind of stares into their stew. And Dirk, did they need something? Did they ask for something? Is it because they're hesitant to get more information from other Ironlanders about this, or is it
it all just
it's a power grab thing?
I think it's the latter.
They also could, to give them credit, they probably also believe their own stuff. I don't know.
Listen, son. It's very clear that right now, I'm going to keep working on the council and the mystics.
What's up? Tessa, this is bomb.
Shut up, Dirk.
Oh, sorry. I was so hungry. The recovering.
I will keep working.
Okay.
On the council and the elders.
Yep.
But we need something faster than that. This blight is coming closer and closer to Boarwood, and we can't let it continue to advance. If you and your friend there want to do something, want to try to help on your own, you have my blessing, son.
Thanks, Dad. What if we... And he kind of looks for... Dirk kind of looks at Pym, and he's trying to think on his feet. More proof of some kind. They need more convincing, right? So, more creatures that are Iron Blight affected. We could bring back...
Son,
we could get...
I am a mystic of the highest order. I'm one of 5. I have the most clout I could possibly have in my station. Your mother's a healer, chief healer. If they won't listen to us, they won't listen to anybody.
All right. Then we'll figure something out.
And Pym's been watching all of this. And she's been very pensive this entire time. She looks to Dirk and she is putting 2 and 2 together. And she takes the blade of her dagger and she touches it and she says, "We'll find who's responsible for this."
And knowing the seriousness of... And just kind of how grand a gesture that is, you see, and the amount of stress, you see Morter's looks at Pym, this stranger who's now come into their home and now has given her word that she's going to make something right of a people she barely knows. You see tears well up in his eyes. And he kind of just like holds himself there and isn't able to say anything, but looking at his expression, you can sense the thanks and the appreciation of what that meant. And I went ahead, out of scene, and marked a little bit more progress.
Toward which?
I have a background vow.
Oh! You don't have to share with the class if you...
Then I won't share with the class.
Don't share with the class
Then I won't.
if Pym doesn't know it yet.
She pretty much does. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. But does Dirk swear the same iron vow with Pym?
So...
Or is that
That's
his background vow?
It is. So
Oh,
Pym
great.
knows it. The background vow is he's got to stop this Iron Blight that's affecting
Great.
Boarwood.
Yeah.
So now he has a friend in that charge.
Yeah, so I'll share the progress track with you then.
Lovely.
So how much progress are you at?
I'm at 1.
1 progress!
Because it's
Extreme?
It's extreme,
Yep.
so I believe it's like
2 ticks?
2 ticks per milestone.
Shoot.
So I had a milestone of, like, we had several opportunities for milestones. I just didn't make the move on it, but
2 ticks.
Pym coming to town and talking to his family is a milestone. That's something. Getting more information. That was a milestone right there. Fighting an iron-racked beast and just kind of learning more about it and bringing it to the council. Another milestone right there. So I think those 2 ticks and 2 ticks, was it 5 for a full?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, so we're at 1 full prog.
Okay. And is your vow stop the Iron Blight or find who's responsible for the Iron Blight?
I think the extremeness of it is...
Stop it.
Yeah.
And Pym only swore to find who's responsible.
Great.
So I think you keep your background vow.
Yep.
I'm going to swear the vow that I just swore, which is find who's responsible. I'm not going to try to stop it.
Yep.
But I want to find who's responsible.
Great.
So I'm
Yeah,
going to say
it's Dirk's home. It's his charge to want to protect it, and Pym is
formidable.
is on a like, she wants the information.
Find who's responsible. Great. For Iron Blight.
Just, Dad, while we're talking, do you happen to have, like, extra lying around. Ugh. A cave lion's hide. And you see him like looking at like some notes. Do you happen to have like a cave lion hide? I need like rare gems. Mom, do you have like extra like rare gems? And
Pim like
he looks at Pim. He's like, "There was like one more thing I needed. I don't remember."
And Pim was like, "Not now, Dirk."
Okay, I just was trying to.
Stupid fetching.
I just don't know. Let me get that. I think that's the door. I think so. That must have been the door chime.
They're good. They're good.
Dirk walks up to the
Opens the door.
And he opens it.
Mm-hmm. Hi, my name is Bingo, and I'm your friendly neighborhood courier. You've got a package.
Tessa, Bingo's here.
Oh, yeah, just sign for it. I think I ordered it a couple days ago.
Thanks so much.
There you are. It's a fresh makeup set from Megan, the makeup artist who lives in the Havens. Special delivery. That'll be 4 gold pieces.
Whoa.
And he outstretches his hand and has an eager grin on his face.
Meanwhile, Tava, Morter, everyone looks at Tessa at this point and is like 4 gold pieces for it.
Yeah. Just sign for it. Have them put it on my credit.
Okay. Dirk kind of signs.
And Bingo?
Yeah.
Bingo the courier says, wow, more on your tab, huh? Interesting. Well, we will see about that. Hopefully we'll get an interest payment soon.
And Bingo is off. And Dirk is like, how'd you make it through the blizzard? Those couriers, man, they can make it through anything. Shuts the door, sets this like heavy like thing off to the side on it near where like they keep their keys and things like that. And he brings this away.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And Tessa runs into her room, shuts the door, and proceeds to open her package.
Morter is like, we talked to her about like the importance of like balancing finances and what?
Meginn. To make it fantasy.
What?
Is the spelling of Megan.
M-E what?
Meginn.
Oh, good. Yeah, Megan the makeup artist?
Megan the makeup artist.
In the Havens.
From the Havens. Oh, yeah. It's primo stuff.
Megan the makeup artist.
Tava, back to the task at hand, says, "Sweetie, I can't say that we have those things. Actually, I'm sorry.
Don't mention it. It's
help
nothing.
you.
It's cool. It's It's
son," says Morter. "Are you sure about this?"
About what? I've forgotten what we were talking about.
Be careful when you're trying to find who's responsible. But I will say,
yeah.
And he gets choked up and he puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "I'm proud of you, son."
Thanks, Dad.
They continue to eat a little bit more somber, and Dirk continues to slurp.
He is like a Goku eating montage. Like he is just putting away bowl after
Naruto
bowl after bowl.
and ramen. Yeah. And to, Tessa's displeasure, he eats all of it and there are no leftovers left. Yeah. But Pim is very grateful to have free dinner. And she says the family is about to kind of tuck in and it's a nice warm night. And so Pim says, "Can we go outside for a second? I'd like to discuss perhaps where we're going next."
Yeah.
And they go out, and under the canopy of the trees, there is a light breeze, and you hear the rustling of the leaves. It's a very still, very calm night. The Boarwoodians have started lighting paper lanterns outside that are strung kind of like Christmas lights in a way, just illuminating the town in and of itself.
It's important how you notice all those are contained in themselves, because this time of year, September, chance of a forest fire pretty high.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm glad your people are rather safe when it comes to that.
You just gotta you know, they say only you can prevent forest fires.
So, and Pim. How's your status, by the way?
Sucks.
Yeah.
I'm at 3 out of 5 health. Spirit and supply are good, but
We could really sojourn one more time,
yeah,
couldn't we?
take
Gosh,
one
but-
last couple days before.
But anyway, regardless, she says, I want to leave here in 2 days' time.
Okay.
We'll spend one more day recuperating, but I want to have a plan.
Let me just talk to the council. Let me just talk to those, like, old farts. Hey, I'm sorry. Excuse, I only get, like, this mad sometimes, but they're a bunch of old farts.
That's true.
Excuse my...
But
I don't
really,
like to get this way. But
you don't have stature within Boarwood. If your dad and your mom, who both have clout here, could not sway their opinion,
that's fair.
no one can. And she takes out her map of the Ironlands.
Yep.
It's wrinkled, it's weathered, it's yellowed, it's dog-eared. And I'm assuming Boarwood is here. I mean, they went through the mountain pass and they were right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let's
it's
see.
on the, like, you go...
It's on the border of the
Har-
Deep Wilds, which makes
border of the
sense
Deep
because this
Wilds.
is Elfland, really.
Yeah, just inhospitable for, like,
Yeah.
humankind. If
Yeah.
you've touched it, you
Yes.
haven't come back to talk about it. It's so dense. It's so
Yeah.
verdant. Like, there's so much of the Deep Wilds untouched by civilization.
Yeah.
Not elvenkind.
Yeah, so they're right here, and this is Boarwood. So, Pim looks at her map, and she says, you spoke of deep think. You spoke of our merry band of friends
Oh
going
my
to
god,
the Havens.
yeah. I hope they're okay.
The fact of the matter is that I too need to get to the Havens at some point. That actually was where I was headed after Troutnook.
Right.
It'll take a long time and quite a journey to get to, I mean, OOC. She wants to head to the main metropolis where the monarchy is.
Yeah.
We have to name it.
Yeah.
Shall we roll?
Oh, yeah.
And name it something?
Yeah.
Town name.
This is exciting.
This is very exciting.
very
and
important
I want
city
to
we're
roll on
name.
this because it's like the big city name. Settlement name. Here it is. All right, settlement name. You want to just roll for me and I'll tell you the result?
Love it. Couldn't find the table.
Oh, you're fine.
85.
Let's do.
You can flip the numbers too and make it
Yeah, yeah.
58.
Let's do. Interesting. Sorry, I'm just picking something cool.
Yeah.
Now at this point.
Pick something
It's
cool.
called.
Pick something cool, dude.
Uh,
Cool name. Batman.
Interesting. No, this
City.
is important. This is important. I like. Springbrook.
Ooh, cool. Oh, yeah.
No, that's kind of towny.
Oh, okay.
How about Windhaven? The major metropolis, Windhaven?
Love it.
Okay.
Windhaven.
I picture it on a cliff.
Yeah.
And maybe it's breezy there. So
Love
we'll
it.
call it Windhaven. And let's pick that it is, here's the Havens.
Yep.
I'm assuming it's a major port town.
I think so.
If it's going to be the
Yes.
the bustling metropolis.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
We don't have like big rivers marked on this map, so I think coastal is a
Yeah.
good shout.
yeah. So, I mean,
Yep.
honestly, right here.
Mhm.
Great. That is where it is. Yes.
Somebody's
Windhaven.
before you do, let me just get the door really quick.
It's the doorbell again. They open the door, and it's Bingo, the courier again. And he says, "Hi, so sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
my hires up told me that I need to collect interest on the outstanding credit you have for Megan's makeup in the Havens. Do you
To-
have 1 gold piece on you by chance?"
Tess.
Just put it on my tab.
So
sorry, yes, we have applied the outstanding credit to your outstanding credit, but we just need a courier service of 1 gold piece. We appreciate getting that right now.
And Tessa goes, ugh, and she comes out of her room. And and she's just like walking around. She's like, I think Mom leaves a little extra something here, and she grabs like in an urn.
Oh no, not an urn.
And she like moves it out of the way, and underneath is like a little bit of extra. And she grabs one of Tava's like stowed away monies. She's like, just and take it.
And
go.
And the courier does. Thank you so much.
Away with you.
And the door closes.
Ugh.
And Pym, meanwhile, has been observing all of this, and in her mind, she's like, "Wow, she's such a terrible person." But she's so pretty. And Tessa once again goes back to her room, slams the door.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Pointing out on the map
Oh,
where
right.
you were headed. So Pym shared to Dirk that she was headed to Windhaven.
Great.
Or at
So
least wanted to, in 1 day's time, 2 days' time, start heading that way.
And they closed the door to the house. I'm not sure if it was a cloth door at this point, but either way, they secure the door to the house. Yeah. The courier has since gone. They're still outside, and they're still discussing.
Yeah.
Under the lights of the paper lanterns. So Windhaven is here.
Yeah.
And Pym says, well, really, I'm headed toward Windhaven.
Okay.
I know that that's the capital, and I know that it'll take quite a while to get there. It might take upwards of a month on foot.
Sure.
But I have reason to believe that the people behind what's happening to your home can be found there.
Dirk just sort of like sighs, looks up, and realizes that like while he's enjoyed this trip home, he realizes he can't stay for very long. The dead end with the council, the answers are out there. Helping his home is somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he goes, then it's that way we're headed then.
Okay. Let's take one more day then.
Yeah.
I need a day to really plot the course with this map here. Because it's not going to be easy. But, and we need to get you back in tip-top shape.
I mean, like, I'm pretty close. I think. Yeah. Yeah, maybe you're right.
And Pym folds her map up and follows Dirk into the house where they
Yes.
go to sleep.
Yes.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
What, Tess? What?
I said
What?
cock-a-doodle-doo.
I'm up.
Rise and shine. And she has a full face of makeup on.
Full
that is
beat.
made from various ground flowers, various ground pigments and dyes. She has
Hey.
eyeshadow on and lipstick, and she is really feeling herself, but she honestly looks ridiculous to both Pym and Dirk.
What happened?
What do you mean what happened?
I mean, hey. Morning.
Good morning, I guess. And she's like already cooking breakfast.
Thank you.
She's making hot cakes from wheat, but she's putting elderberries in them. It will be a good day indeed. And I think the two of them want to sojourn one more time to prepare.
I'm just
embark tomorrow.
picturing more of Tessa's makeup that she has. I think she has like dragonfly's wings as fake lashes.
Nice.
I think she's got like
That's really good.
she is just full. She has the equivalent of a bumpet. Is that what those are called?
God, yes.
On her head.
She has a bumpet in her pony.
Dirk's like, did you hit your head or something? He tries to like, what's
Poke
going?
it.
Yeah, what's going on with this?
Don't touch me. God,
Sorry.
jeez.
I don't know.
And
Dirk is just like fascinated by what's going on.
so good. Let's roll on Sojourn.
Yeah.
Let's roll and see how that resolves itself.
Cool. Just gonna do a +1 add because we share a bond.
Yeah.
Would you like to make this roll?
Depends on what it is.
Yeah. So let me go.
Not to min max, but we really need this to be good for us.
Plus heart.
No, you have to make this roll.
Yeah.
Plus, you need it more than I do. I'm full up on my stuff.
Yep.
So, except for supply, I could use more supply.
Leverage. No. Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll.
I don't know if it'll impact my roll at all that I was being mean to my sister.
No, it won't. Miss? Can you burn momentum?
No. Not on that. It's not cocked. It's all on the table.
And +1?
Plus, it's a 7 and a 10.
4?
I rolled a 3, and then I'm up against a 7 and a 10, and I get +2 heart, which is 5, +1 is 6.
The most logical outcome is that he's still hurting.
Yeah.
He's not in good shape.
Yeah.
I don't think you subtract anything from your tracks, but we were really hoping that you would heal a little. It's not so, I don't think it's so much a knock on Boarwood because it is a place of comfort.
Yeah.
But he is still in rough shape. Mm-hmm. And this concerns Pim.
Crap.
So they both go out and she says, "Let's get you a pint. Let's just, try to relax a little bit."
Yeah.
And Dirk, is having trouble even sitting up.
Yeah,
he's in rough shape and he needs to rest more. They don't get farther than down the steps, toward the main center of town before Dirk has to stop and rest. And Pim says, "All right, you're not ready. Let's get you back into bed." Mm-hmm. And she does. She helps him into bed, really discouraged.
Yeah.
By the fact that
I would say
he's not ready.
I'm going to lower my momentum as a result of that.
Okay.
I think
Sure.
that's a logical
drawback
of that. Clearly losing momentum because, we don't leave on schedule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes. That's terrible. But I'm going to roll on Sojourn.
Cool.
I'm going to roll on Sojourn, and if I get a strong hit, you get the benefit as well, and we can still leave on time.
Thank you. Lovely.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
So
it's the tail ends of just like infection. This was an iron-racked beast that messed him up. So like he's been sick and he's been dealing with pain mitigation.
She was honestly optimistic to think they could leave tomorrow, but
he had like internal stuff. He was at 1 health.
Yeah. She's willing to try her luck. Yeah. I roll plus heart.
You do not share a bond, so you don't get the...
I guess I don't.
Yeah.
Even though it would make sense that I do. Can I...
Did you forge a bond with anybody in town?
If I share a bond...
Let's go. You want to give it to you because Drea owes you a favor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I have a bond. I mean, I could roll to forge it, but honestly, I think I share a bond with Boarwood now that I helped save a kid.
Right on.
And I almost single-handedly took down an iron-racked beast.
Absolutely. Plus, Dirk's family cares about you.
But if we want to be perfectly by the book, I would have to roll on that, wouldn't I?
You can if you want. I'm willing to homebrew that. Not necessary.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not necessary.
Very cool.
Uh-huh.
If you make this move after you successfully fulfill your vow to their benefit, I get to re-roll any dice. I'm going to do this by the book. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I fulfilled the vow of saving Benji.
Yes,
which
you
means
did.
I get to re-roll any dice.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to forge a bond with Boarwood.
Yeah.
She steps outside. The sun is actually coming through the trees and casting little diamonds.
Do you want to say with somebody specifically?
No, with the
in
community.
Town? Okay.
So you can, when you spend time in a community seeking assistance, if you share a bond, you can also forge a bond with a community. And so my bond that I will forge is with the people of Boarwood.
Sure.
She steps outside. The sun is casting diamonds, beautiful shadows. It's a beautiful late September day. There's just a little chill in the air. And she really is enjoying the vibes of this place. I'm going to roll plus heart.
Come on, vibes are good.
Vibes are good,
so
right?
Good, Dice. Vibes are so good.
Strong hit.
Yeah.
Strong hit.
Didn't
Great.
even have to reroll.
I didn't have to. So I make note of the bond. So
I should have been making note of my bonds this whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, bonds.
And who else do I have a bond with? Apanacia, definitely no.
Definitely not her. With me.
Boom.
What happens when you fill up your bond track?
I think you roll against that sometimes.
Cool.
As a progress roll.
That's
I
exciting.
don't remember when, though.
We got to check that out. So I choose one, take +1 spirit or +2 momentum, and take that momentum, baby.
Nice.
The wind is in her sails.
Yeah.
the horrors of a couple days ago and the voice that was speaking to her is in the back of her mind at this point.
Mhm.
She's feeling really good, and
Yeah.
she is going to sojourn
Yeah.
with the bond. So she rolls plus heart, +1.
Yes.
Here we go.
Surrounded by nice folk who like her.
Yes, I said +1 on the other roll. That wasn't correct, but it doesn't matter because I rolled a strong hit anyway.
Cool.
But now this truly is plus heart, +1. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's a miss. I
Just
missed again.
straight- can I see
No,
your
I'm
dice?
going to burn momentum on this. I'm burning momentum. Oh, you want to see the dice? It's a 6 and it's a 4 against a 6 and a 9.
Ugh.
I'm burning momentum.
Nice.
I'm burning momentum.
Cancel out the 6.
Cancel out the 6.
Nice.
And so it's a weak hit.
Brutal.
That's unreal. We're so bad at sojourning.
Freaking brutal.
All right, so
Yeah.
on a weak hit, wait a minute.
Yep.
On a weak hit, choose 1. If you share a bond, choose 1 more. How exciting. So I get to choose 2.
Lovely. Super helpful.
So
And I get the bennies of this?
you don't because it's a weak hit.
Cool. That's fair.
And I can only cancel 1 of the 2 dice, which sucks.
Yeah.
But can I recuperate? Take +2 health for yourself and any companions. Amazing.
That's not companion asset. That is because I don't think I think that means companion asset, right?
Aren't you my companion though? We're a party?
Maybe. I don't know.
You and your allies may choose.
I don't know.
Spirit, unprepared. I'm just trying to see if I can give this to you in any way. No.
Because if I wasn't getting the benefits of the roll,
But this is the only one where I can help a companion. Everything else is only for myself. Take +2 health for yourself and any companions.
I think the word companion probably ties to an asset companion that took some damage. I'll just heal myself later.
All right.
I'm an herbalist, baby.
You know what? We are being so by the book.
I'm an herbalist, baby.
We deserve a prize. At any rate, I get to take 2, which I don't need.
Yep.
So I am going to take +2 momentum. I'm going to plan a little more.
Cool.
And I'm going to take the supply.
Nice.
Take +2 supply. So we're at 5 supply now, you and I.
Beautiful.
Which is great. Pim is still anxious to go, though.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, Dirk wasn't ready to leave that day, but they're going to give it another day. And let's say it's the next morning, and she, goes over to Dirk and says, "How are we doing?"
Pretty good. I'm just gonna swap these out, get some of these bandages replaced, reapply a salve, double suture. I think it should be ready to go. Heal action.
Oh, we should do that.
That's what I'm gonna do right now.
Amazing. So it's not the next day. Let's just say it's maybe it's the next day.
I'm gonna try to heal my butt up.
Cool. With
Adventure.
some R&R.
When you treat an injury or ailment, roll +wit. And I'm mending my own wounds, so I'll roll +iron, and I'll add my herbalist. But I'll decide before I do this that I will.
It's like you're using the things that your mom told you.
Strong hit, take or give up to +2 health. Weak hit, you must suffer -1 supply or -1 momentum. I will choose to add 1 to the roll because I only need 2 health, or add 2 to the roll.
Okay.
So I get a +2 on top of my +3 iron.
You're at +3 health. You could use the +2.
You already on a heal action. You already take +2 health on a strong hit.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Come on, +5. This is a roll +5.
Okay.
A lot of adds here. Yeah, so just like a little bit of boar fat increases the coagulation properties, and it can help the blood platelets kind of harden up a little bit more. Yeah.
You did it.
Oh, yeah.
You
With a
killed it.
match. With a match.
With a match?
With a match.
No! So
Heal the crap out of myself.
So Dirk rips his Dirk is feeling awesome. He rips his bandage off, and miraculously, whatever tinctures, salves, and the expertise of Tava has completely healed his wound. It is a little red. It's a little tender to touch, and still needs to be covered. But the damage to his internal organs miraculously has been healed.
Whoa.
That's absolutely incredible.
I put this junk away.
My God, could your mom maybe give some of that to us for the road? Don't taste it. She snaps at him.
I'll see. Let's see. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Goes to meet with Tava. Thanks her.
Yes.
Baked into our +2 supply, I think.
Yeah,
is
she
the
gives
fact
us
that we
some
got
ointments, some of that magical.
Our skin is going to be fabulous on this journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. And they make plans to set off before dawn the next day toward the Havens.
Yeah.
They tuck in at night, and Pym gives her final goodbyes to the very kind Overwalkers that have not only taken her in, but trusted her secret. And it's not lost on her, their kindness.
Yeah.
And she says to the three of them, with Dirk obviously also there, and says, "Thank you for your kindness. I am not one to know family, and now I feel a part of yours."
And Tessa goes up and she's like, thanks. Just like, I don't know, don't be a stranger or whatever. And she grabs from her Megan's makeup makeup case a small little cup-sized it has reflective glass on the inside, and is a little bit of like a powdered foundation that is absolutely not Pym's shade at all. But she's like, just take one of these, and I feel like, I don't know, if you have a party or you feel like you want to mix up.
It's a rouge.
Whatever.
It's a rouge.
Yeah, it's a rouge.
It's a rouge that she gives her.
If you ever want to change up this, whatever you've got.
So mean.
Yeah. It was good seeing you.
Thanks. And she takes it and she puts it in one of her pockets. And they go to sleep.
Yeah.
And we will pick up on our next episode.
Hitting the road again.
We finally got you healed. Good gracious.
It took doing.
It took doing.
Just like everything does with poor Dirk.
But you know what? I now have a bond with Boarwood, and
Absolutely.
I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
I think Pym is slow to make bonds.
Yes.
With people.
Sure.
And she's very glad that she has a home now.
They just want to. They're a hospitable bunch.
Yeah.
Just want to open the doors for new folks.
For sure. You guys have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.